Hey everyone, it's 7 Thanks for joining my live stream. I'm trying to do some videos in this part of my office because I have a nice skylight here, which I just put a nice filter over to give me some really nice filtered natural light here. It is actually quite cloudy today. I wish actually that I was out flying my my HobbyKing Sidewinder this morning, but I wasn't able to get out there. I had to run some errands this morning, so we're going to get to the box here in just a minute. I did get this from HobbyKing. I paid my own cold hard cash for this, so just to let you guys know, I always like to let you guys know if something is sponsored from a company, if I get something for free, or if I paid for it. I like to let you guys know. So one of the things that you guys should know about my channel is that I am, first and foremost, I've always been a car person before I was ever a airplane person. Actually, that's not correct. When I first got into RC, it was actually me building these long, gentle ladies, you know, the 6-foot wingspan gliders, building them and not knowing how to fly them, not knowing about CG, and flying them and then crashing them. So I kind of gave up on that as a young child, probably like 13, 14, pretty easily. And I very easily got into cars, and I loved cars for many, many years. I raced all through my high school years. Never professionally or anything like that, just as a hobby. And back then it was, you know, nickel metal hydride, and we could barely get 4 minutes out of our packs and all that good stuff. So, so we'll get to this. This HobbyKing is called Desert Racer. I think that's the correct name of it. If it's not, I will change the title of the video. If you guys have any questions about what's going on, or about my Sidewinder, about the floppy gate, I'll call it the HobbyKing Sidewinder floppy gate. It's like a 2-day controversy at this point. It's not really a controversy because if you guys haven't been following my channel, it's basically the Sidewinder. When it gets up beyond like 100 miles an hour, it starts to waggle in the air. It flops. The whole airframe kind of bends. It gets a speed-induced oscillation going on. So, so if you guys have any questions or anything like that, put it down in the chat. I'll be checking your chat with my iPad here as we go along. Now, just to go over the box real quick, it came kind of damaged, so let's just take a quick peek at it here. I highly doubt anything's going to be damaged in the inside of the box, but it looks like something was sat pretty heavily upon the end of the box here. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be any sort of an issue. If it was an airplane, I might have more reservation, but at this point, not a big deal. So let me just check. And if you guys are watching, if you could please let me know if the audio is okay. I have it on a 20% gain over there, but I know when I get really close, the audio starts to spike a little bit. So let me just take a quick peek at that. Drift Warriors is here. Hi, how's it going? Haas is here. Diamonds and Rust. Hi there. At least you fixed the Sidewinder. Yes, indeed. Haas says hi. The Postman's Football. That's right. Audio is fine. Great. Thank you so much. Michael, how you doing this morning, man? ST Crawler, when are you going to get back into drifting videos? Well, I have one in the editing bay right now, and I was at the drift track last night, a different drift track called Super G, and those guys over there have a pretty awesome track. I was over there with the owners doing some really cool door-to-door laps, which is really a lot of fun. So, okay, so since audio is good, let's go ahead and get to it. About the my new box opener. If you guys haven't seen this before, this I'm going to be doing a review on as well. It is a custom knife from ZT, which is zero tolerance. It is carbon fiber and titanium. It is a wonderfully sharp knife with some amazing steel behind the blades here. It's my new letter opener, box opener. You know, I open a lot of boxes here on my channel, so might as well have something with some decent style. I've always been a pocket knife guy, so I decided I'd finally get something of quality. Alright. Let's get the HobbyKing Desert Racer open. And I was correct. There's just a bunch of paper at one end of the box here. Looks a little bit like that. And that was the crushed part. Toss that on the ground. Let's pull this guy out of here. And as we go along with this video, I will be just checking in on the chat just to make sure that I get you guys' questions answered. All right, let's see here. Excuse me, it's not the Desert Racer, it's called the Desert Fox. You know, me having a YouTube channel, maybe I should actually do my research, but this is waiting at my door when I got to my office this morning, and I'm just like, I really want to open this up. So I forgot what the name was, and I didn't go online to check it out. But this is the Desert Fox. Now, some of the biggest complaints about this Desert Fox from the first version was that the power supply, the ESC, and the motor were pretty crap, from what I understand. So let's just take a quick peek at the front of this here. You can see it looks like a rock racer. Rock racers are kind of a new phenomenon with all the desert racing and the desert rock racing that's going on. Let's see here. Okay, let's just take this open. I'm really not going to go over all the specs. I mean, you guys can really go into HobbyKing if you want to check out the specs. Or maybe I can go over those later if you guys are really interested. Has light buckets, so you can put some LEDs in it, which are really nice. It's the same truck, but they've just upgraded the power system, which is nice. If it's the Trackstar stuff from HobbyKing, I've already had experience with that stuff, and it is quite nice. And I'm getting hot here, so I'm gonna take off my jacket. One thing that's really cool about this T-shirt, guys, I got this from the guy he's a tech reviewer on YouTube. His name is MKBHD. He does a lot of tech reviews, but I thought this was a cool T-shirt because it actually has like almost like a wing design on it. So I'll put a link in the description in this video if you guys are interested in buying these T-shirts. These T-shirts are super high quality. I don't get any kickback from them or anything like that. But it's the pattern is actually integrated in the T-shirt, so it's not just a hard, you know, sticker that's on there that's going to crack after a while. So it's a pretty cool. Pretty cool shirt. So it looks a little bit like a RC related T-shirt, doesn't it? So let's get this guy open here. Okay, I will just go over some of the little pieces right here, just show you guys. So so Trackstar 3000 kV motor, that's awesome. Trackstar 45 amp ESC. It would have been nice if that was an 80 amp ESC. Aluminum chassis, front CVDs, oil-filled shocks. Easy accessible roll cage. It just pops open after you take out 2 body pins, and the light buckets. It has a spare on there. I'll probably take the spare off because why do you actually need a spare unless you really want to have some scale detail. 530 millimeters wide, 255 millimeters. 530 millimeters long, 255 wide. Height is 180 millimeters. The wheelbase is 325. Gear ratio is 8.3 to 1. This can run on 2S or 3S. I'm going to be running it on 2S. They say if you're going to run it on 3S, you need to change the final FGR, final gear ratio, so that you don't burn out the ESC and whatnot. And it's 1,950 grams, oil-filled coiled shocks, adjustable slipper clutch. You know, I've been really excited to get in some car-related things into my channel recently. And one of the things that really caught my eye is there's a Traxxas Ultimate Desert Buggy, and that thing looks amazing. It can run on 6S. Most guys run it on 4S, but that thing is almost $1,000. So this is about 130, I think, right around there. And this is ready to run. It has a controller, so it has a radio. The only thing you need to add to it is your battery, and that's basically it. And of course, you guys will have chargers if you're watching my channel. First off, we have some stickers, and it has 2 instruction manuals. One is an instruction manual, the other is a parts list. So let's get this guy open here. Let's just set this to the side here. It has some instructions for the radio as well, a little antenna mast there, and a bind plug. Alright, so instruction manual, and parts list. Oh, an ESC instruction manual as well, in case you want to set the brake to a different rate or something like that. So this is what it looks like, and it's actually quite big. I'm actually nicely surprised at how big this thing is. So let me get this thing out of here, and I will put it on the table, and we will get to checking this thing out. The other thing is this has got to be the radio, and it's probably not going to be super a super good radio, but here it's actually decent for what it is. This is the little radio that comes with the HK GT2E. We'll check that out. Here's the tail fin. That I might not put the tail fin on there because I've seen a lot of these break off. I might just leave it off. And then this looks like some sort of battery cover for the radio. So I'm just going to toss this on here. Takes 4 AA batteries, which is just fine. Let's see, how does this go on? Oh, here we go, like this. Okay, this is not going to be anything like my Sanwa radio that I have for my drifter. That's like it's like a $300 radio. So let's pop this open here. There we go. So we have steering trim, throttle trim, steering direction change, steering dual rate, excuse me, on-off steering reverse, throttle reverse, and a bind button on it. So it just looks a little bit like that. Just a really basic radio. I mean, these things basically go for about 20 bucks online. I might get a second receiver for my Sanwa because it is much better radio. You know, the higher end radios will actually control endpoint adjustments on your radio, which will take care of your steering, so you don't overpower your steering servo. So let's get this guy out of here. Alright, this thing actually looks really nice. So let's take a look at this thing. There it is. So, pretty tight shocks right off the bat. I'm used to a really soft setup with my drift cars. So let's just take a quick peek at this guy here. So you got the steering here. It is 4-wheel drive. Has diffs in the front, diffs in the rear. I know a lot of guys that want to do rock crawling will actually get the take the diffs and they will lock the diffs so that you don't have a free wheel spinning there. There's 2 body pins under here and here that will pop open the top, and so we can take a look at the inside. Has the Trackstar motor right inside here and a fairly decent sized pin in there. So let's take a quick peek at that. Yeah, really cool looking. I might like tame down the spring rate on this thing, but I don't have the battery in there, so I shouldn't say that right off the bat. Let me angle the camera down just a bit. Just about like that. Let's see. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, let me just take a quick peek at your guys' your comments really quick. All right. What's up, Demo? Says 2 Monsters. Just checking out this Desert Fox here. Stuart Sutherland. Oh, that's sort of a live stream, eh? RC Aviation, how you doing, buddy? Douche, go work. Each sticker adds 1 minute of runtime. Nice. FPV rock crawling. Most definitely. The cool thing about this cage is that you can actually put a. You can see the little driver guys inside there. You can totally put a FPV camera in there, and then you can actually put like a 180 servo on it, and really have some pretty nice some FPV experiences. So look at the bottom of this. This frame, this is what you want to see on something that you're going to be bashing around. You're going to want to see these nice, very strong looking arms. I mean, there's no flex in these at all. A nice aluminum frame on the bottom here. Now, the electronics are waterproof. Everything is waterproof except for the receiver box, but you can very easily house your receiver and actually seal it up with a little bit of a hot glue or goop or whatever. So let me pull off the top here. So pull these 2 giant body pins here, and it pops open the top of the Rock Racer here. So like I said, 45 amp ESC, and my battery pack is going to go right over here. My battery pack is a 2S 95C battery. Looks like we've got the antenna sticking out right here. I can put the little antenna tube in there. Comes ready to go with an XT60, which I'm happy with, so I don't have to change anything. It's got the drive shaft in here. The motor is right back over here. Everything is aluminum though, so this looks like it's going to be quite a nice little racer. So we will have a maiden of this thing going on pretty quick. It doesn't come with any tools that I can see. I have all those tools, luckily. So if you're new to RC, that you might want to grab some tools. But the cool thing about RC trucks like this, that is, you know, been happening ever since the Traxxas Slash is coming out, that you can really get some pretty decent bashers out there, and the bashers just means you can really have a lot of fun with them, you know, not having to worry too much about breaking everything that goes on. You are eventually going to break something as soon as you go up in power, but like I said, I think I'm just going to keep this as a fun one. 2S for my kids, so they can run it around the yard in our front lawn, or when we go up to Kite Hill. So these tires, not the softest, but they seem like they're pretty well supported, like the sidewalls. Looks like there's a little bit of foam or something inside there that's going to keep these sidewalls from folding over. At least that's what I saw from the running video as well. It looks like it was pretty nice tires, but you can always upgrade those later if you wanted to go to something softer. These shocks are really at a pretty high angle here. Like I said, I may take out some of this preload here. It looks like the springs are pretty stiff. I'll leave them where they are to start with, but then I'll probably change it up and see how I can do some suspension tuning. So, all right, guys, that is pretty much it. So as you guys know, you know, I'm super in love with the Sidewinder. It was a great fly the other morning. I still think about the flight in my head, just how good it is and how accurate it flies. So if you guys have any questions on that, let me just take a quick peek at you guys' comments here. It looks like you need some oil-filled shocks. Yeah, these are actually oil-filled, Michael, except the spring, I can feel the spring rate on there is actually quite stiff. So let's see here. Open the damn box. That's right. All right, guys. So I think that is pretty much it for today. It looks really cool. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing bound up. I'm wondering actually if I can just get this bound up right here. I'm gonna go. Alright, so the thought here is, do you need to bind this or not? Power button. Power on. Aha! Check that out. Wow. Whoa. That's actually pretty darn cool. Alright, hey, you don't have to bind it out of the box. That's pretty cool. You just slap your batteries in, slap your other battery in, and get it running. So yeah, you know, I look at the steering rate and I think it's just so pathetic, but then I'm used to drift cars that get 90 degrees of lock, so I gotta get my head around that. Okay, steering dual rate. I'm gonna turn up the steering dual rate a little bit. Oh, that went down, sorry. So I'm already up at 100%. Yeah, I might need to increase that steering a little bit. It looks like it's going to have a pretty pathetic turning radius. So, all right, guys. So throttle trim, steering trim. Let's see if is the trim looking pretty good. Looking like it's going a little bit to the right there. Whoa, that's a pretty poor turning radius. So let's see here. It sounds pretty lively. I'm going to charge up the battery. I'll go outside and test this thing out. All right, everyone. Let me just take a quick peek at your comments real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here. And it is starting to rain, and I've got water coming through my roof. So let me put a bucket underneath that. There we go. Apparently it is raining outside again. Darn it. Darn it. That means I might need to not... Well, it's splash proof, so... Okay, that is it for right now. No more suggestions and or people chatting here. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for checking out the HobbyKing Desert Fox version 2 with the upgraded brushless system and ESC, the Trackstar ESC. Like I said, I've had experiences with both of these type of ESCs. They're actually rebranded. They're versions of other ESCs that are already proven. So I know that they actually do a pretty darn good job. I had this stuff in my high dollar $1,200 drifter. That's actually more expensive now. But I swapped the stuff out for Yokomo stuff just to try it out. I was not displeased with it at all. So I think the electronics half of this should be just fine. I'm going to take it around right now and just tear it outside and see how it's going to go. So, all right, thanks everyone for joining me, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.